Tag her as a thoroughbred professional, an astute businesswoman, a super achiever, a fashion icon, a devout religious woman, or even a philanthropist, and you would still be spot on. Such is the overriding influence wielded by this proven leader and icon that has endeared her to many who have had cause to be associated with her. Princess Kelechi Ogene, the creative director of Gmyt Couture and founder of Gmyt Foundation, indeed is a woman of many parts, a jockey of all trade and yet a master of all. Born into a royal family, this suave, amiable and beautiful entrepreneur par excellence has an outstanding background.
What is a lot? From a family of 5. Lived most of my life in Lagos. Been in business for over 13 years, and now I would say Grace is made me become an inspiration to other women. So it's beyond just me having my own business or my brand, but helping other women start their businesses. So in a nutshell, that's all about my life really.
With a conglomerate of several companies which she owns, it is safe for one to simply assume that the quest for business simply runs in her veins. But then, how did this all start in?
2005. I think that's a story for another day because it's actually a long one. You know, of course, started from boutique to couture, and then foundation, and now fashion academy. But besides that, of course, we've made our mistakes. You know, I've tried doing salon. I've also run a restaurant, but fashion keep calling me. So this is my vision. I think from experience, I've also realized that everybody have their strengths. So in as much as you believe that you can do a lot of things, if you focus on one, that one that you know that is your strength, you actually, accomplish more than you think you can if you're busy, dividing your strength and trying to do too many things or taking up a lot of tasks at the same time.
Seeing the huge success that Princess Kelechi Ogene have attained in her various endeavors could easily be tempting for one to assume that it had all been bed of roses, particularly at the formative years.
A lot, of course. Managing people, I don't know if you know, is more difficult than managing business itself. Having a lot of women under me that, you have to nurture, in quotes, and for the fact that they're also looking up to you to not make mistakes. It's quite difficult. We're practically living our life for people.
Despite these challenges, how then was she able to forge ahead to get to where she is presently? It was indeed a fascinating experience worth emulating.
Getting here, of course, it's been a lot of work. Okay, it's been a lot of work. Every decision that we have made so far is been inspired, I would say, from experience. Okay, so something happens, we decide to add this policy, we learn from it. We don't feel we've done. In fact, I've made a lot of mistakes, but I don't see them as mistakes. I see them as a stepping stone, as a lesson. Okay, so when something happens, I rebuild it, I refine it, and then I try not to do it again, or I try to do a better version of it. And it's been like that. So of course, from years of experience, starting my business, during the boutique era, and then, starting my brand, and now, coming to the part where I have to now help other women start their businesses. It's been years of experience, and that have actually influenced all my decision in everything.
Today, her numerous successes and achievements are quite remarkable, making her as a role for many aspiring and young entrepreneurs who need a guiding light.
And by the grace of God, I think we've done a lot. There's Digo Fashion Academy, there's Aquama. Aquama actually have two brands, Aquama and Her Secret, and then there's Zinc Design, there's Nifus Creation, there's Elby Stitches, there's PG Trend, there's House of V, there's Fluxifix, there's a whole lot of them. There's House of Wealth, a whole lot of them, and this is just the beginning. In fact, my greatest achievement this year is the fact that I've been able to train about 86 women for free under the foundation. Okay, so aside the academy where people come pay, get trained, and then they start their businesses, is the fact that we already have some alumni as well from the foundation. So we're already working on another project actually to even see how we can give in or give out more training. So
in all of this, it won't be out of place for one to again wonder how she was inspired to get this far. What were the motivating factors that propelled her to the fore of her career?
My source of inspiration, trust me, I have a lot on top of my game in everything I do. Okay, knowing that we all have something to give, finding it, because I think I have found it, and not losing it, but nurturing it and making a better part of it is also one aspect of my inspiration. Because if you know me, you know that I keep trying to develop myself. I go for courses, okay, even these entrepreneurship classes that we do here at school, I learn every day. Like I've actually learned, even though it's for the students. I crave knowledge, I crave knowledge, trying to better myself, trying to empower myself. So I think it's all of that as well. I think it's all of that. I don't want to be average. I want to be perfect. And now that I'm at this level, I want to become a better version of myself. That motivates me, keeps pushing me. So even when I'm tired and I don't want to come to the office, I'm like, oh no, you have to come. And don't forget that you're grooming other fashion designers. And if you start laying back, they might think, oh, it's easy as well. And then you might start distracting whatever vision that they have. So you must continue to push, because everything that we do, we need to be focused. We need to be focused. We need to continue pressing. We need to continue pushing. We need to give it our best shot. And as you can see, you're already seeing the result. And this is just the beginning.
I want to live to tell the whole world what he passed through. That man is named Victor. Wherever he lives, because I have instances. People running up and down, driving all over the house. Oh, my wedding dress is not ready. I don't know this. So you are not tailors. You are not what? You are what? You are class designers. So, two things we have discussed. Solutions, am I right? And what? Experience? Alright, let's go back. Solutions and what? Good feelings. So will I have good feelings if I come for my dress? Today's my day, my wedding day. And my suit's supposed to be ready. And you say, sorry sir, these NEPA people, they came and cut their lights. So what? It doesn't make sense for you to say, there's no excuses. You must adopt what we call no excuses management. No excuses what? Management. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, breast up. And I'm challenging you to breast up. Do not say I'm in Nigeria. There's no such thing like Nigeria now. The world is what? A global village. The world is what? You are competing with the best designers in the world. Like it or not. You are competing with the best designers in Korea, with the best designers in the US, with the best designers in Singapore.
Princess Kelechi Ogene, who evidently a top-notch in the fashion industry, has through her Gmyt Fashion Academy become a reference point in converting talented fashion enthusiasts into highly skilled fashion designers and entrepreneurs with outstanding success and producing world-class apparels for an ever-extending clientele base. The academy runs various classes of entrepreneurial programs.
Oh, we have a lot. We have a whole lot. Now, something I realize is, as a fashion designer, you have just 20% time for creativity. The most time you will have for your work is mental work. Okay, while you're doing all the sewing, the stitches, the embellishment and all that, for 20% you have 80% mental work. You have to manage yourself, you have to manage your team, you have to manage your clients, depend on the market, or the niche you have for yourself. You have to manage your clients, you have to structure your business, you have to get teams that are in line with your vision, because if you have one or two people that are not in line with your vision, they start distracting you and they practically frustrate you. You have to get the right kind of staff. You have to also learn how to manage them. You have to market your business, even if you have the best skill in the world, and then you just cover it and nobody's seeing it. Nobody would know. So you have to do a lot of mental work, strategy, budgeting, finance, costing, saving, building, planning. All these things takes a lot of time. So these are things that I teach them. Now, most of my students, they start their businesses even before they leave the school. And then people that already have their businesses, they come here to learn. Either they're coming for maybe branding or the structure or the marketing or something. It shows that we have a lot to offer. Today we held an entrepreneurship class on building positioning your business for. I remember him saying something about the founder of Apple, saying he wants to leave a dent, and that's why they have like the bite from the Apple sign. Okay, so that's something like something I'm looking at doing, leaving a dent. When I leave this earth, even though I know that I have like a lot of years to go. We want to be like, say, maybe Harvard, for instance. Now, Harvard is not the best school in the world, but they give them a lot of credit because of the products that they have. So I'm trying to groom the next generation of fashion entrepreneurs and making sure that they become the very best, that I can boast and say, oh, this is my alumni, this person was once my student and all that.
The grand successes and achievements for this academy was not without its foundation. The academy has been blessed to have a modern, outstanding and state-of-the-art facilities with an environment conducive for learning. This delectable CEO has been able to come this far, no thanks for her personal zeal and being painstaking enough to undertake constant personal developmental programs for herself. This self-enhanced capacity developing no doubt makes her stand out, shoulder taller above her peers as a fashion entrepreneur.
Okay, so if you know me, you will know I don't cut corners. Okay, to an extent, I'll say I'm a perfectionist. If you are good in everything that you do, people would look at you. Money would follow. Okay, I don't put money in front. I don't try to keep all my profits and whatever to myself. I like to invest. I like to be, I like to give top-notch services, whether in my couture department or even the foundation. Like if you see my foundation student, you can't differentiate them from my students. Okay, like people will say, you need to put them at the back, you need to buy maybe, because they're learning for free, you need to buy maybe a manual machine for them. And I say no. The same curriculum, everything that we use to teach our students is the same curriculum that they use. You can't differentiate my foundation from my students. Okay, so I like to be perfect to an extent. I know every human is not perfect, but I like to give me, say, 90% in everything, that I do. So facilities, we have, of course, the environment is conducive. Security wise, we're using a company Okay, Blue Shield. Of course, we have, I think, 30 and 50 something kVA for generator, so there's constant light or power supply, and then we have hostel accommodation. We have a capacity that can actually take up to 100, because we have one by the school and we have one near the gate, which is in Lekki Phase 1. There's AC in all classrooms. We have industrial machines. That's what we use, because we found out that the finishing is different. Okay, it's just like automatic car and manual car. You don't need to learn with automatic before you go to manual before you go to automatic, because once you test automatic, you don't want to go back to manual. Okay, so we use industrial machines. The finishings are, amazing. You can actually do like some embroidery designs with the industrial machine. The seats are from Officer Us. They're office seats as well. Okay, so we don't want our students having back aches and all that. We have very nice ambience. Even each class is in suite. Okay, so, and we go as far as, because we're dealing with ladies, of course, we go as far as providing the toiletries, from the tissue to the hand sanitizer to the fragrances, everything. In fact, when you come in, you wouldn't know that you are in Nigeria, in quotes, because I've had people come and they be like, this is not a Nigerian standard, right? So we're competing with people overseas. And imagine if I can do this and then alumni start doing same thing. Before you know it, I think Lagos will become another mega city. Like we're already getting there.
Many of our students and aspiring fashion entrepreneurs have been wise enough to be assiduous and protective enough to learn fast with the vast amount of knowledge and skills that the academy is imparting into them. Many base their thoughts at some practical sessions.
Gmyt has inspired me in so many ways. When I got here, I didn't believe that I'll get to a point where I see something and I think of a way of putting it together and still bring out something really exciting. Being here, so many instructors, so many people to look up to, role models, people that can bring out the creative part of you.
My style, what inspired my style? Like, I just wanted something simple, not so much, and something I could work with. Then Gmyt has inspired me to be a very creative person and to be patient in whatever I'm doing, because I really actually don't know how to take my time in doing things. So Gmyt has really helped me in being patient.
Gmyt really inspired me a lot, because I don't even know how to trade, but now I can sew on the machine, I can cut my skirts and all that.
When I first came to Gmyt, I could hardly make anything. But on getting here, I met a bevy of ladies from all walks of life, learning how to sew, and I'm seeing their progress every single day. So that inspires me to come, even though my schedule is so tight, it inspires me to come to school every day to learn. And we are taught by very experienced teachers who have time to take us on each and every step. In less than a month where I've been consistently coming to school, I've been able to make this, bedazzle it, and learn other things every time I come. So Gmyt is a place to be.
This is a worthy testament of the striking impact this super achiever has had on our society and humanity at large. This array of awards in her chosen career and community clearly distinguished her as Colossians who has left her imprints in the sand of time.
A lot. In fact, they just voted us again recently, myself and of course the school. I think we've done Symbol of Hope Foundation in recognition of your professional excellence, integrity and selflessness service to humanity. I think this is Distinguished African Women of Impact Award. You see, that's the thing I tell people. If you give back, if you give, you get blessed. There was somebody that chatted me up on Instagram recently. She said she's in Uyo also. She has a fashion house as well, an upcoming though. But she said during this summer and the break time that, she just feel like giving, and she's been following us, so that she just feel like giving. That what's my take on that? And I'm like, you already know my history, that I give, and when I give, I get. I believe in giving. Okay, I don't believe in giving money because I work a lot. So I believe in teaching you how to fish so that you don't come back asking me for more money. And I said, if you do that, in fact, for the fact that you even want to, because she owns a mini fashion academy. If you do that, the fact that you want to, become a known fashion institute, if you do that, it's going to send a lot of message, and then more people will come to you. So I believe in giving, and I think that is what has also attracted most of these awards. Some people will vote us, vote the school, and people will call. In fact, there are some of them that called from overseas and say that they voted the school and then we should come to, I think the last one was a Cameroon or something, and I'm like, I'm still struggling with my business. I cannot travel overseas. But then the works that we're doing, it's speaking for us. What's this one? This is most enterprising and personality of the year. We have another one. We actually have a lot. You can see them on there, and what's outstanding leadership award of excellence for Gmyt Fashion Academy. And of course I go for courses as well. Like I said, I continue to develop myself. I've gone for entrepreneurship courses, I've gone for management courses, I've gone for HR courses, have a degree in styling, anything just to make me become a better version of myself. Looking at also doing 1 or 2 courses again before the end of this year. And next year is going to be bad because I'm already registering for some. Watch out for next year, really.
Young and up-and-coming fashion designers and entrepreneurs can only continually learn and gain from our wealth of experience.
As little as the word customer service, if you don't know how to manage your client, you would go wrong. Like today also, the facilitator that came, he was talking about, the customers that are your kings and your queens and all that, because without them you won't be in business. So you need to know all these little details. Budgeting, okay, we face a lot of challenges in businesses, so you need to know that, okay, first, this is my market. Fashion is also a lot. You need to carve a niche for yourself. Don't go into fashion because you believe everybody's going into fashion and people are making money from it. You can be an illustrator, you can be a fashion designer, you can be a machinist, you can be a couturist, you can do only bridals, you can do menswear, you can do children's wear. Fashion is very big. You can even do just illustration and you make money from it. You can teach just draping classes and you can make money from it. So you need to first find yourself, carve a niche for yourself, distinct yourself from every other person around you, and then with that I think you'll be a successful fashion designer. So aside teaching them the pattern, the freehand, the beading, the arts and craft, the manual illustration, the accessory beading, fabric beading, digital illustration, of course, manual illustration, aside teaching them all those things, all those basic foundation, teaching them how to make bridals and all that, we make them find themselves. Okay, so at the end of the day, when they're done from this place, they don't go looking for a job. I mean, there was somebody that came to make inquiries recently, and then she was talking about that when the sister, she came with the sister, that she wants to register the sister, and then when the sister graduates, I hope we can connect her to a top fashion brand that she can work with. And I said, no, that's not our vision here. Our vision is to help women, young girls, find their feet, start their own business. You don't need millions to start. You can start from basic, okay, and grow. So even if you have a lot of money, I tell you, you need to test the market. You don't just invest. You need to do your research. Find your strength first before you start investing. Let experience, like I always say, influence your decision in whatever that you're doing. And I told her that we don't train you for you to start working for people, not even working for us. We train you to start your business, okay, and then manage it afterwards. So they start doing that from school, and then after that they just continue from there. It's not easy. If you want to go into this, just know that you need to love it first. Know that you're coming into it not because you feel that some other person is making money out of it, like I always say. Know that this is what you really, really want to do, that because when you're starting your business, you see that the money is not really coming like that. But even if the money is not coming, will you still love that job? Will you still wake up in the morning and look forward to going to the office? If yes, then I think you'll be fine. I believe everybody can make money, even as little as pure water. Okay, if pure water was my passion, I would probably own a factory by now. So if you are diligent, if you're focused, if you're focused, if you're not in it because it's somebody's idea and you believe you just have the money, okay, to fund it. And that's why businesses you see today, you just see one massive building, and before you know it, you're not seeing that business again. So even if you have the money, do your research, okay? Don't just invest, do your research, plan, okay? And then, be determined, push, give it your best shot, and then you'll be fine.
Princess Kelechi Ogene, a highly inspiring wife and mother, has blazed a trail for which many Nigerians can tap into in developing our great nation Nigeria into a truly dependable giant amongst the community of nations of the world in the nearest feasible future.